Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the art of listening. I feel one of the most important skills you can develop as a leader is the art of listening, to be able to really listen to people. So we're going to cover it. We have three perspectives here. How does listening help in innovation? How does it help in solving problems and building relationships? Let's first talk about innovation. I think some of you might have heard of this term, beginner's mind. It comes from mindfulness. Beginner's mind basically means to be able to listen to someone without judgment, right? So, oftentimes, when you're listening to people, like the person has just started talking, and you've already passed a judgment in your mind, whether this is good or bad, or you might have some preconceived notions about the topic in your head, and that hinders real listening, right? And so that's why it's very important to keep all your prejudices aside, all your knowledge aside, and just listen to what the person is saying. And that's when new ideas will start flowing in your head, because now you've dropped your past knowledge and you've opened yourself to listening and to new ideas, and things will start clicking. So I would definitely say it's a very important aspect. Try it out, and you will see that innovation and new ideas will start to happen. Um, the second perspective or angle there is, how does listening help in solving problems, right? So let's say a big issue has happened. There's a lot of chaos. You come in, right? The first thing you should do is start listening to people. Like, what's the problem? Really try to understand it. And it's very important to listen carefully to be able to get to the bottom of the problem. And because when you listen carefully, you're able to ask the right questions, right? And when you ask the right questions, you're able to get to the solution and the root cause. Oftentimes when you're not listening, like you come with some preconceived notions. You sort of uh, not listen carefully, or you somewhat understand the symptoms, and you'll try to go in and engineer a solution without really understanding the problem, because you're sort of partly listening and you've blocked your brain. So it's very important you come in, you remain calm, listen carefully. That's when you actually get to the root cause of the problem. So again, listening is very important if you want to solve complex problems. And the third aspect here is building relationships. So how does listening help in building relationships, right? A lot of times when you're interacting with people, or people come with their problems to you, oftentimes I've seen people just want to be heard, right? They've tried to raise issues at several forums. People have not listened to them. So when you actually really listen to people, a lot of times, the issues get resolved. They just want to be heard, right? Sometimes it's not even a matter of finding a solution. It's just you've heard them, and then after that things are good, right? So that's the power of listening. Sometimes just having that feeling of being heard can really make you very calm and resolve the problem. It also, I feel if you're really listening, it also encourages empathetic behavior, right? You're able to connect to the person well, you're able to respond and engage in the right way, and it further kind of cements your relationship, right? And it's very important to notice, if you're not really listening, people will notice it, right? People will understand that you don't care, right? And you can't just pretend to be listening, right? It'll be very obvious, it'll come out right? So developing that skill is very important, especially when you're a leader and managing a big org. You need to be able to listen to people and connect with them. And generally also, when you're working with people, even if you're not a leader, you're just kind of working with your colleagues, or partnering on a project, I think that skill is very important, and it'll help you cement the relationship better. So those are just sort of, a subset, of things that listening helps with. Generally it's useful for everything, I would say, but I think those were the major things that came to my mind. And I hope, this helps you. So try to listen more and talk less. I think that's the key. Hopefully this will help you. Thank you.